Today we're going to demonstrate how to set up a Forcefield mains energizer fence system. This is part of our MX range, an MX18. It's quite a big fence. It's an 18 joule stored capacity. We also have an MX4, an MX6 and an MX9. We have a energizer selection tool on our website at www.forcefield.ie to check out which fence is suitable for your fencing project. First things to point out is there are three terminals on the fence: the black earth terminal, the yellow half power live terminal and the red full power live terminal. We use these to connect to the external earthing system and to the fence line outside using the underground cable. So to connect those, as you can see, we've taken off a little bit of the insulation from the top of the line. So we're going to do the terminal head, put the wire in between the two washers and tighten the terminal cap back on. We do the very same. That's the live full power live output. We do the same with the earth line. There we go. Now we're ready to mount the unit on the wall using the external wall mounting bracket. So it goes onto the wall like so. It's important to remember when you're locating the MX to put it in a dry location, because it is a high voltage unit. It needs to be located in a dry location. Also needs to be located close to a power socket for turning the fence on. So there's no on-off switch on the fence. You simply plug it in to turn it on. It'll start to make a sound. That is, the electric pulse is going through it. You'll see the LED meter on the front, which shows the voltage coming out of the fence. It ranges from 3000 volts up to 7000 volts. When the fence is fully connected externally onto the earthing system and the fence line, we would expect one light to be missing. If there's more than one light missing, it would indicate that the fence is trying to do too much in terms of the area it's covering, or maybe there could be an issue with what we would call as a dirty line, which is basically vegetation growing on the line. If that's the case, you need to walk your line to see where the problem is. You may have an earthing issue somewhere. You can use the Forcefield fault finder to help you to pinpoint where the problem is. We'll show you how to use that a little bit later in the video clip. In some cases, if you have a severe earthing problem outside, just the red light will show, and also the alarm will sound. That indicates you have either a severe earthing problem or there's a problem internally on the fence. To distinguish between both, we can turn the fence off, plug it out, undo the cables and plug it back in. When you plug it back in, there's now no power coming from the fence externally. So if it's working perfectly, it would indicate that the earthing issue is outside. If it's not working and you still have the alarm and the red light, it would indicate an issue with the fence itself, in which case you should call our free phone number at 1850 757 757. So the other advantage with the MX fence is we have two output lines, as I said, a half power and a full power. So they can be used to simultaneously fence different areas, the half power for a smaller area and the full power for a larger area. Please ensure not to connect them to the same fence line. They can be used simultaneously, but not on the same fence line. There's no advantage in doing this and will create a serious internal problem on the MX fence. So that's our MX unit set up internally. Now we need to go outside to connect the other side of the cables to the earthing system and the fence line itself. For the earthing system for MX mains fence, we use 1 meter long steel earth bars. It's important that the first earth bar is at least 10 meters away from the earth of the shed where the MX is plugged in. This is our underground cable coming from inside. We attach it to the top of our earth bar using a nut and bolt and daisy chain the underground cable along it. We do this on the same earth bars as we go along. The earth bar should be a minimum of 3 meters apart, and with the small MX units, we recommend a minimum of 3 earth bars, so that's for our MX6 and our MX4. With our larger units, our MX9 and our MX18, we recommend an additional earth bar, so 4 earth bars. The wetter your ground is, the better the earth. So if you have particularly dry ground, you may need to include a 5th or even a 6th earth bar. Very important, the wetter the better, and the better earthing system you have, the more power and the better output you'll get to your electric fence line. This is the underground cable coming from the live output on the MX fence. So to connect it to our fence line. On the underground cable, we take away some of the insulation and we simply wrap it around the fence line like so. There we are. That's your live line connected onto your fence line. I mentioned earlier about the Forcefield fault finder, which is a tool that helps you find issues, earthing issues on your fence line. This is the unit here. You simply place the product on the fence line. The first piece of information it'll give is the voltage. So that's 7.6, which is 7.6 kilovolts on the line. The second piece is the actual number, which is 1. Now it'll give you a number 1 to 9 based on the severity of the issue. So 1 being a very minor issue, 9 being a major earthing issue. So this is telling us we have a minor earthing issue 1, and the third piece of information tells us in which direction it is. So it's telling us we have a slight issue and it's in this direction. So again, it allows you to continue to do that down along the line so you can pinpoint where the fault is much easier.
I've been using Forcefield fencers for the last number of years. I've been very pleased with the reliability and how well it has worked on my farm to help me to maintain my stock and help me with my grassland management. I have no problem in recommending Forcefield as a very good product to have around the farm.